a wonderful gift to us that God has put the book of Job in the Bible, because it reminds us that if we suffer, we are not the only ones. If we go through dark seasons of life, if, as St. John of the Cross said, we live the dark night of the soul, we have been preceded by others who have gone before us, and the record is here. Why would God allow this book to be in the Bible if for no other reason than to encourage us? In fact, if you think you're having a bad day, read the book of Job, and you will feel better about yourself immediately. Some of you have heard me tell the story of a card that I received when I was in the hospital recovering from cancer. Someone sent me a card, and when I woke up in the morning, Donna brought the cards in, and right on top of the pile was this card, and in the words of this card were the words of Corinthians, where Paul was talking about all his problems. Right on the front of the card, there was nothing else written. It said, many, many times shipwrecked, all these stripes that I've heard, beaten, cast out, all the list, all of the stuff that's in the 11th chapter. And I'm thinking to myself, who would send somebody a card like that when you're trying to get better? I mean, I was sick, and this card was just full of all of Paul's pain. And then I opened the card. You know what it said on the inside? So how you been? It was a reminder to me that what I was going through was nothing compared to what Paul went through. And when we go through depression and sorrow, we read the book of Job, and we realize that we've had some bad days, but we've never had days like Job had. Remind you now, Job was not depressed because of what had happened. He was depressed because he couldn't figure out why it happened. The reality is that godly believers sometimes get depressed. As you examine depression, you discover that sooner or later, people who know the Lord can find themselves going through a difficult moment, a down moment, a depressing moment. Depression has been called the common cold of the soul. And sooner or later, most people catch it. And God's servants, including Job and David and Moses and Elijah, they caught it. Sometimes people don't understand that. Dr. David Murray writes, but Christians don't get depressed. How many times have you thought that or said that or heard that?